evening. I'm tired tonight. It's definitely one of the ones where I kind of just didn't want to do anything tonight. So you'll forgive me if I continue to play Xenoblade while recording this. Um, Not really much to talk about other than the continued Xenoblading, honestly. Been grinding through a bunch of old side quests to unlock some upgrades for the crew before I get to one of the game's cutoff points. I hope that noise isn't annoying. It's gonna be, isn't it? Yeah. I don't think I managed to turn it down at all. There we go. So yeah, just I don't think I've seen a story point all day. And I saw only like one or two yesterday. Which, I mean, that's fine. I am sunk well and good deep into this world. And I am getting to enjoy it in ways that I did not before. And by that I mean, at a certain point in my original playthrough, I just kind of got tired of the game. Well, I don't want to say it that way. I was really eager to see more of it, but was becoming increasingly unwilling to grind. Not even that the game demanded that much, but you know, I wasn't optimizing the way I should, and I'm like, this is just taking way too long, and so seeing as I was playing it on Aquatic Mammal, I put in some multipliers, and kind of, basically just casual moded the game. And I've always been meh on that. But one of the reasons I did it was I was so close to the end in my initial playthrough, like the one I played on my Wii. And I was just looking at this uphill climb, and I'm just like, I'm gonna burn out and not finish this game again. So that was the main reason that I did that. And so this time, I'm just, you know, really knowing the cutoff points, knowing in general where the story's gonna go, I'm not in a hurry to finish it. And I'm just like really taking my time with some of the side stuff. Stuff that I'm not gonna get into. Because while it's an older game, the re-release is relatively new, so don't want to discourage anybody that might be looking to pick it up for Christmas like I did. And also just in general, like, unless I specifically really want to talk about something, I'll hardly ever really bring up too many spoilers on here, and if I do, I'll be very specific about it, like I was with Death Stranding and Age of Calamity. That was it. My mind is not here. I got up at a decent time today, and by that I mean like around noon. Because it's a little past 9. I don't think it's quite 9:30. But it feels like it's 2 in the morning for me, which is good. I want to get back to a decent schedule. I'm sick of sleeping half the day away, and then, like, I get up and it's dark in an hour. the lack of sunlight during the winter already attributes enough to seasonal depression without me sleeping through what we get. That being said, I don't want to be up at the ass crack of dawn or anything. Just thinking, if I can wheel it in to be up around 10 instead of noon. Just that extra 2 hours, or on the days that I sleep really hard, extra, many more, lots more hours, a lot of hours. I think yesterday yesterday I got up at like 4:30. Don't want to be doing that. That was definitely one of those days where it was just dark now. Alright, cool. It's fine, I guess. But other than that, I'm really enjoying that. I've always really liked the combat of this game. In total, I ended up sinking more into Chronicles X, which is... it has some things going for it, but I think overall this game is a good bit more superior. Voice acting's better for one thing. Well, no, I'm gonna stick by that. The voice acting is better and the storytelling is better. Xenoblade Chronicles X suffered from almost MMO levels of impersonality towards the main, the main character didn't need to be there. They kept being hailed as some big hero, but when it came to the actual story missions, it wasn't about the main character. It was about your squad leader. Her name's Elma. The game was about Elma. It was not about your character. Elma just happened to find your character, and you got drug along for the ride. And I don't like that. It's not just because you have a silent protagonist, but they just have, Link is a silent protagonist and only speaks through text responses, but he doesn't feel completely inconsequential to the world around him like your character in Chronicles X does. They could literally not be there, and I think the story would have played out pretty much exactly the same. Any maybe you're a combat asset, and that's pretty much it. And the game talks about Elma like she can still run circles around you anyway, even though I have I have visual proof that she can't. Just bitch keeps dying and leaving me alone. But I don't know. People will get to talking about your character like there's some major important thing, and I'm like, what? This asshole who hasn't done a damn thing in the main plot? Yeah, the side missions are a bit better when it comes to focusing on the main character, but even they are more about the characters you're doing them with. I don't know, there's just so much potential, but it just feels really wasted. And I think that's I'm all for character customization and stuff, but if it ends up distracting from the full product, I'd rather have a set story, Can I make Shulk whatever I want him? No, he's his own character. I can make him wear very silly outfits, though. And I think that's enough. Very silly outfits. That's one of the systems that the definitive... I'm pretty sure wasn't in the base game. The definitive edition learned from X, and I'm assuming 2, was cosmetic gear. But the definitive edition does it even better than X, because You don't have to have the item to equip it cosmetically. Once you get a cosmetic, so like once you get an item, its cosmetic appearance is saved, period, across all your characters. Like, you don't have to get the item again when new characters join. It's just based on items that you have had before. You unlock that customization slot across your characters. That's excellent. I don't know any other game that does that. Most games with cosmetic items, you have to own the cosmetic item. The different and like you know, the difference being, um, like you don't have to keep it. You know, once you've had it, it's logged. You do not have to keep it. You can just always wear that cosmetic, and more games should do this because it is good. Also, something that X did that stepped away from original Chronicles was you could still change the time, but only at certain places. Like you had to visit certain areas. Like I really think it was being set up to be an MMO, and then it just kind of fell through. And it was sort of shifted just a bit to be a more single-player focused experience. Because there's all these MMO areas you feel about as inconsequential as an MMO character, in that like anyone else could be doing what I'm doing. The game does not make you feel. You don't feel like you're just like. What's a good example? Well, I mean, just that, like, the only thing missing from the MMO experience, you know, the only insincerity missing is you don't have, like, a queue of people behind you or gathered around you waiting to talk to the same story-important NPC you are. That you see in something like Elder Scrolls Online, for example. I played the beta, and I think at the point of the beta, you could like I want to say the NCPs could only entertain so many people at the time, which was obviously just a limit of probably just a server limit because. Distracted by text. I think it was probably just a server limitation at the time. I doubt the game is still like that, or even if it was at launch, I still doubt that it's like that, but, you know, still. That's kind of the only thing missing. Whereas Xenoblade Chronicles is a carefully crafted story all the way through, and it's charming, and yeah, some of the voice acting's a bit dated, some of the writing's a bit dated. They kind of go on about the main gimmick a little, to a bit where it's a bit to the point where it's a bit laughable, you know, which is just that's more of a trope than a significant shortcoming of this game. But oh, Jesus Christ. I'll deal with that in a minute. Oh, okay. I have to do all. I thought I was gonna have to pick one. I was offered like a list of things, and I thought I was gonna have to be forced to pick one. Anyway, yeah, but like I wanted X to be so much better than it is, because the giant mech suits are so cool. I genuinely enjoyed exploring the world, and there was a there was a hexagon grid on for the map, and each segment was you had to you had to fill in each segment, and it was tied to either like a mission or a specific unique enemy or things like that. And finding and filling in the segments was fun. Um, there was a system where you arranged different probes on the overall system that you built. You build it one probe at a time. You put in different types of probes to maximize uh, uranium, which was the special ore you needed for things, or money, or I think it was just uranium and money, mostly. Yeah. There were, it had a fun little system to it where it was kind of like a puzzle game, getting min-maxing your gains, finding the most profitable areas, and then making chains of the same probe to boost their overall uh, productivity above and beyond. Just things like that. But a lot of that doesn't matter when you just don't give a flying fuck about some of these characters. And I found myself more attached to some of the side characters than the main ones. Mainly Elma. Elma is just so damn dry. Like, seriously, she really is. And then Lynn's fun, although it helps that she's got really good voice talent behind her. I.e., the same VA that plays Morgana in Persona 5, and oh hell, what's her name? Wow, really? I've blanked on her name, but it's the little girl on the throne in Three Houses. Giant hair, screams at you a lot, lets you reverse time. Why can't I remember her name? I keep wanting to say Solaris, but I know that's not it. Anyway, yeah, it's the second most important character is played by her, and then another one of the key characters is is it Ray Chase or is it Max Middleton? I think it's Max Middleton. Anyway, there's good voice talent here, but it is not being utilized 90% of the time, and that's the major problem. Which is the same kind of thing that Square Enix fell short on a lot until honestly until Remake. Yeah, don't get me wrong, parts of 12 and 13 hit really good, and parts of 15 are really good, but other parts of 15 really forgot that they hired Ray Chase. That man's got range on him, and it is sorely underutilized in Noctis. Not long after 15 came out was Nier Automata, which Ray Chase also had a role in, and he killed that role, hardcore. I tear up when I hear some of the lines in that role. And I refuse to tell you why, because if you have not played Nier Automata, and you are into if you don't mind some anime-ish tropes, and a bit of repetitiveness because of the way the story is laid out, and just a dose of it taking itself a little too seriously in some places, mostly side mission stuff. Nier Automata is a joy. It is a joy to play. It is a joy. Normally, so often am I stuck between choosing, am I playing this game to play it, or am I playing it because I want more story? And Automata walks that line so well. It's an excellent story. Uh, it's a beautiful brainchild because Yoko Taro. I didn't discover this until after I played Automata. I knew nothing about the man, but through Clemps, who you should check out if you don't know, explaining Drakengard and the original Nier. Um, he is a brilliant mind, and while initially the games were kind of clunky, more Drakengard than Nier, uh, finally putting it in the hands of a really good studio like Platinum, um, and it was even Platinum's younger talent too. So like, not only was it a studio that's already known for good stuff, they are obviously passing on, they're happily passing on the torch, and it was just such a beautiful marriage of these. This man has a brilliant mind and some really just great stories, and these people know how to make some really, really fun action beat 'em up style games. And we married that together without diminishing either of them. And it's just done so well. It's just done so well. Go play Nier Automata. Like, seriously. There are remakes of the original coming out soon, which I intend to pick up and play, because I've never played the original. But seriously, like, I highly recommend Automata. I think you'll enjoy your time with it. My friend Martin is a primarily PC gamer, and like, one of his initial hang-ups on the game was that he would have to really deal with a controller that he wasn't comfortable with because it didn't play great on mouse and keyboard for him. And like, he happily suffered 70 plus hours with a controller to get to experience this game and enjoyed all of it. So that's saying something. I think, anyway. I think that's like a good mark of praise for it. That it was that worth it. But yeah, I think that's really gonna be it. Yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I'm just rambling at this point and getting distracted by the game I'm playing. So I managed to get nearly 24 minutes out of this, so I'd call that a good one. Yeah, I will catch y'all tomorrow.